guys, in today's video I've got something pretty exciting to share with you. This is a heavily modified Nerf Magstrike. So for those of you that don't know what the Magstrike is or how it works, I'll post a link to that video. So this Magstrike has been modified to run off CO2 bulbs. So this is a 16 gram CO2 cartridge. Now as you can see, the blaster has quite a few things attached to the externals. So on this side you've got a 3-cell battery pack here, which is cable tied in. On the other side you have the cartridge here, which is attached into a beer keg regulator, which runs down through this pipe into the solenoid valve, which is just behind this square brick. The solenoid valve regulates the pressure into the air bladder, which is stored in here. So this is the stock air bladder that comes with the blaster. So the CO2 bulb simply fills up the air bladder, and then there's a switch in the back of here that turns off the solenoid valve and stops letting pressure in so your bladder doesn't explode. And then it functions like a normal Magstrike where you hold down the trigger and it releases the pressure and shoots out the darts. Now up the top there is a 3D printed piece, and that's just expanded the chamber to give it a bit more punch. Now you'll also notice there is this piece here. Now this is the 3D printed holder for 2 spare cartridges, and that just fits on the tactical rail like so. Now I'd like to mention that I did not actually modify this blaster. This was actually modified by a guy named Brent, and he has a YouTube video up on this. I bought it off him, he sent it to me, and now I'm doing a review for you guys. I'll post a link to his video. He's actually got a video where he shows you the internals of the blaster, so I'd definitely recommend going and checking that one out. Now to operate the gun, you simply screw in the CO2 bulb into here, and this sits in another 3D printed part which holds both the keg regulator and the CO2 bulb. So once you've twisted this in, air pressure starts flowing. You flick this switch on here on the back. Now this is what turns on the solenoid valve in here. So you flick that on. That's very nicely fitted, which then flows the CO2 pressure into the air bladder, and then with the pull of the trigger releases it out. At the front here, another 3D part. This is where the pump usually goes, which runs down here to pump up the bladder, so that's been removed. And this cap has been placed over that to give it a fairly clean finish, so that's nice. Now to charge the batteries, you simply plug it in here with this lead into a standard LiPo battery charger. Now I have had a few leaks with the blaster. I believe it's around the trigger valve, so I might go in there and have a look at fixing that. So without further ado, let's give this bad puppy a shooting test. And of course the safety's been removed, so you can fire this blaster when the magazine's not in it. Okay, so simply take the CO2 bulb cartridge, put it in here, and then you'll feel it stop, and this is when it's about to pierce the cylinder, and you give it one tight like so. Place that in there and you turn it on. Fills up, and you're good to go. Alright. So as you can hear, it is leaking a bit. I believe that's the trigger valve. Got the switch there. Okay guys, now this is what happens to a CO2 bulb when it's completely spent, completely frozen. Yeah, and as you can see, this 3D printed piece holds the cartridge and the keg regulator fine. So that's all that keeps it on there on the side. And you've got the one up here for the 2 spare CO2 bulbs. Now the modification has added a bit of weight, but it's easily bearable. It's not too much heavier than the original. Now you're probably wondering how much it costs to run this thing. Well, you can buy a pack of 50 of these on eBay for around $50. So it works out to be $1 per CO2 bulb. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that review of the CO2 powered Nerf Magstrike. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I will put a lot of information in the description there. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.